play of the game from way down.
True, silence. Rainer getting absolutely
A team wipe.
The living bombs going.
Oh my goodness, the ring. Bombstastingo gonna find Rainer.
Hello and welcome back to twitch.tv/MurdaRG. Check out up here. Look at this. Look how close we're getting to this. Oh, I guess it's over here. It's this one. Follower goal.
Host connection
What does it even
detected.
say on your side?
Routing
does
hollow
it show?
feed now.
Yeah, okay. It says 998. 2 away. 2 more, and we just got a host there from Ryokai, one of the participants here for RewinD. We're going to check out their playoff match that they participated. I think it was just last night. Yeah, this was last night. Between ReGen and RewinD. Of course, they're also paired up in Division S. We saw them face off against each other during the qualifiers a few times. Of course, they had their matchup earlier in the season. The result of that I have here as a week 1 matchup. It was 2-1 in favor of ReGen. A long time ago now. But this is a playoff match. It's the quarterfinals. This being the number 3 seeded ReGen up against the number 6 seeded RewinD out of the Heroic Division. Game 1 is going to be Dragonshire. And we're going to hop right on in and check out who wins this one. I don't know. Are we on the right side? I might. All right. I think I guess. Yeah. I think we might have everything swapped. Let's see if that works. We're about to find out. Did it not switch the logos? It switches everything but the logos. All right. Hold on. You know I can't let that happen. So we're going to take a quick second here. We're going to take a quick second. Rewind. Open. ReGen. Alright. Logo should be good now. Let's do this. Alright. We're back in. Logos are set. And let's resume it. Left-hand side. We got Ryokai playing one of his favorite heroes. It's going to be the Phoenix. Who do you think on the Alexstrasza? Ghost Dunk playing Rexar, and yeah, it's Chaotic and Fade on the Cho'Gall. Make some noise. They're RewinD.
10 seconds.
On the right-hand side, in the red, we got Troy on the Vala. Noah hopping on the choo-choo train, playing the Zeratul. Lupus on Yarel. Porky playing his favorite. It's Ana and Hot Cho on the Garrosh. Make some noise for the number 3 seed, ReGen. So in this matchup, you see the Cho'Gall. That's the big hot pick everyone's probably looking at and wondering how it's going to pay off here for RewinD. They're going to pair it as well with this Alexstrasza. You can assume it's going to be Lifebinder at level 10. Spoiler alert. So I like the pickup. I think it's interesting way to support the Cho'Gall and could net a lot of damage and a lot of frontline power here for RewinD if they can keep the Cho'Gall healed up. But a good toss like that from Hot Cho can prevent the abundance from connecting in that time onto Chaotic's Cho. Let's take a look at our top lane matchup. It is Lupus playing the Yarel up against Ghost Dunk on the Rexar. And I think over time, the Yarel's just got to be able to win this matchup. Can leap onto 2 targets if they're within range. And definitely helps keep this build that Yarel's going to be going for, starting off with the Dauntless at level 1. Both teams now checking out siege camps. Vala getting a little bit of help in the bush there from Garrosh. And on the other side, it's Cho'Gall and Alexstrasza carrying up to work on the siege camp for RewinD. Noah and Hacho, 2 recent additions to this roster for ReGen, and really not a lot of time to practice heading into these Heroic Division playoffs. So a few question marks perhaps for ReGen, and will they be able to use a few of these experienced players to help them navigate through the Heroic Division? And they do find the first blood of the game. Alexstrasza did fall there. Sorry for missing it. But it's a lot of damage from Cho'Gall. That time getting tossed by Garrosh, but no sleep, so Turret's not doing a huge tunk. But holy smokes, can't walk away. So many slows provided. And that's going to be the second and third kill of the game for ReGen, and taking a look at them, all of them so far belonging to Troy. We're just gonna go ahead and highlight Vala for just a second. Look at this. Sporting around the deputy skin, getting kills and stuff, and now walking down to get this bruiser camp. Top lane, Yarel versus Misha, both standing on the point, but Lupus can't stand there for too long. Has to eventually get back onto the soak, so top side controlled currently by Ghost Dunk, as bottom side will soon potentially be in the control of ReGen with his bruiser camp. No response yet from RewinD, as we see Alex Straza walking in onto this moon shrine in the bottom lane. Cho'Gall does find Garrosh, but Hotcho not scared, knows he can just toss this Cho'Gall right over his shoulder, as Porky's able to stand on the point. And bottom side will be in the control of ReGen if Porky stops trolling the point a bit. There it goes. Yeah, Arrow saying Vala with the hat trick, of course. Joe taking damage. There's the Abundance played down, so we'll be fine. But it's been a lot of control here for ReGen, and it's not going to be until Cho, just like this, walks onto the point where RewinD's going to have any chance at it, but having to shove right out, and we just missed a kill mid lane as Phoenix falls to Noah's Zeratul. You know what? We have the power to rewind, don't we? How do we rewind? Let's see. Like this. Let's go see how that happened. And this is a replay cast. All right, here's Ryokai. Oh my gosh, Noah's just going to go in. Oh no. Rio, are you still out there? I didn't... I'm sorry. Cho may be in trouble here as well, as Noah feeling maybe a bit frisky after finding that kill onto Phoenix. Playing aggressive, but Cho'Gall able to stand up on his feet that time. Top lane, it's still in control of RewinD, as Misha really doing her job to full extent. It's going to take some sort of gank from ReGen to get up there and neutralize the Rexar. Maybe they're calling for it. I see a ping now on the map as Zeratul starting to flank up. Noah's going to be looking for it. Ghost Dunk might be in trouble now, slowed by Yarel. Coming back in with that Vorpal and getting the kill is Zeratul. And this should open up the top lane, of course, for ReGen, but bottom side now in control, knowing that that Zeratul rotated up top. You see RewinD in control down here right now as our siege camps are respawning. Where are they going to go? No one looking at that siege camp on the left side, so it's just going to give time now for Rexar to respawn, head back up top, but Joe could be in trouble. Chafade able to shove into the Abundance. Maybe that grenade a bit late from Ana could have shut a little bit of that down, but nonetheless, ReGen able to gain control of the Moon Shrine as Zeratul near mid. Can Noah gain the capture? He's going for it. Phoenix approaching, but just out of reach. And ReGen picks up the first Dragonite of the game, as Misha is still hoping to control the Sun Shrine. Unfortunately, Mrs. Bear, it's a little bit late. Bottom side, good siege here from ReGen. They find that bottom turret, and they're going to have another minion wave approaching momentarily as Troy, full hatred, just hacking away at this the bottom lane wall. Finally, Cho'Gall here in defense, but now tossed over the shoulder at Garrosh. Could be in trouble now, slept and stunned. Follow-up taunt as well. Rain of Vengeance still ticking in damage as their grenade came out from Ana. But Cho'Gall going to be able to stand through that one. Still no level 10s yet from RewinD. DK still on the map. Does find a wall in the mid, and that push in the bottom lane also netting a wall for ReGen. 3 seconds left, and they're going to get the full duration of the Dragonite and finally do finish off that next turret. Now looking at the well with a lot of burst damage coming out from Vala and Zeratul. Now without wells at mid or bottom, this is a huge advantage for ReGen when you look at these shrines later on in the game, as they'll be able to sustain themselves and RewinD won't have that same luxury. They will find their siege camp along with their level 10 talents, but now Cho getting flipped again, but just out of the range with, Vala walking in, potentially able to hit a Rain of Vengeance there. Taunt coming out. The pull from Cho, gonna pull back Ana. Porky in a tough spot. There's the Purification Salvo from Rio and the Phoenix. And I think that was Lifebinder. Yeah, the Lifebinder didn't do too much. Both targets were pretty low health, and just like that, Cho'Gall down yet again. Now 7 kills to 0 in favor of ReGen. It's just a lot of setups here with the Garrosh. Just such a strong hero. Perhaps the best tank in the entire game. Why isn't he banned out more? Can you guys in chat answer that? I don't know the answer. I mean, you just walk into fights. You just throw targets, and they're right in the middle of your team now, and they're stunned. And then you have any follow-up, which, of course, ReGen has in this one, and just makes Garrosh seem like he's such a broken hero. Bruiser Camp now pushing bottom lane along with Ana. And this could be this bottom fort. Cho'Gall here in response does have that heroic, but still waiting on the Twisting Nether from Gall. So maybe gonna play it a bit slower on pulling anything in. Phoenix kind of floating between mid and bot lane. So yeah, they just want these level 13 talents, and they're not going to have time to get it here before this next shrine is active. Here it is on the map. Ana already standing down bottom, and up top, Yrel is here, and Zeratul nearby in case Rexxar wants to try anything. Sleep down bottom set up by Ana, but they don't want this fight yet. Or do they? They throw Cho out of that abundance. Now body blocked in and taunted. There's going to be the grenade. 25% health. There's the life binder. That could keep up Cho'Gall this time, and it does. Sent right back to 100% as Chafe gonna have to start moving. 25% health. Still in chase. Troy's here with full hatred now, just blasting at him, but with Phoenix showing up, some good lasers as well. Should have that Purification Salvo momentarily, and here it comes. Might find a kill on the Troy and Hacho. But no, they survive. Porky doing just enough to keep his friendly units topped off. That's a lot of heroics used there by RewinD, and now re-engaging his ReGen, and Cho's caught out once again. Grenade on top, preventing any healing. Bye-bye. Yrel trying to work on this top shrine, though, and it's Misha once again swiping paws and trying to keep the mace of Yrel at bay. The Zeratul continue roaming up top. Currently, Ryokai holding this bush, making sure that eyes are on Noah. But no eyes currently on Troy and Porky as they're working on the Bruiser Camp. Should help that top lane out just a bit. Garrosh still soaking down low, which means ReGen just a few moments away from finding their level 16 talents. And of course, with the Zeratul, that's where the party starts. Another toss here, hitting on the Cho. Follow up a little late from Troy that time. Did we get the silence circles? I don't think we did we? No. Okay, so we don't have the Gall silence bowling balls. '16's finally achieved here for ReGen, and there you go. Void Slash picked up at level 16 by Zeratul, and Yrel's in trouble. Big trouble. Still has Ardent Defender. Might need to pop it here, and does. As Noah showing up in response, really harassing. Look at this onto Phoenix. Rio does warp away. No Vorpal that time from Noah. I wasn't sure if he had it or not, but oh my gosh. Might be able to chase down Rio here again. Oh no. Oh no.
Hero slain. Hero slain. Hero slain.
Did we just miss a triple kill? I was memeing! Chat, I was memeing. I'm sorry. We gotta go back again. I ruined everything. Goodness, Murda. Rex says, Murda, things are happening! Things are happening! Oh my gosh! What just... Did Porky get the kill? Well, that's what we missed. And that will be another DK here for ReGen at mid. Is Zeratul quickly picked up after controlling that bottom side. Yeah, you're right. 10% damage. Slumber... No. Night Terrors. Here it is. Night Terrors at level 7. I mean, when you compare it in with Slumber Shells, makes it that much easier. Rio's shown up. Garrosh fallen low, and Phoenix maybe last-ditch effort here without the Cho or the Alexstrasza respawned yet. Now finally getting back. The DK still very healthy, 75% health and plenty of time on the clock. Working on this bottom keep. Can they get it down in time as the Dragon Queen has been popped? Another good sleep there from Porky to try to slow down some of those breaths coming out from this dragon. But they got breaths of their own as this bottom keep is so low they don't quite get to finish it off. And they're going to be content with what they got and perhaps just wait for their level 20s before going any further. Or will they? Cho finding, or Hot Cho rather, finding the stun on the Cho. They're just kind of sharking around here. They're not letting anything out of the base. Waiting for a slip up, or perhaps just trying to make room for Noah. Oh no, maybe a miscalculation this time. Trying to escape. Porky's here in defense. Here's the pull from Cho and the Purification Salvo. I don't know what happened to the pull, but they do kill off the Ana, as it appears as though Porky just had to pay for Noah's sins in that one. A true captain's play. 45 seconds now without Ana, and RewinD with an opportunity to rebound here in game number 1. They're going to work on this enemy siege camp. The invade is getting ready, but Garrosh standing here in the bush might try to make a play, but a good stun charge set up there by Misha means Hot Cho no chance to move in. Noah's going to try to warp in again and just get some of that free damage and says, get out of here. You're not supposed to be here. Bruiser camp once again, but this time RewinD looking at it for themselves. But Rio could be in trouble. There's the taunt. Pull gonna try to save Phoenix, and he does warp away, but he kind of warps right in the middle of the fight. A misclick on the warp? You tell me. As Cho'Gath falls, now Alexstrasza has nowhere to go, and out of nowhere, ReGen finding a quad kill. And you remember, during the objective, they got that keep all the way down to 5% health, which means they walk right past it and now onto the core. Nothing's gonna stop the boys in green now, as game number 1 will come to a very quick close there. 14 minutes and about 20 seconds. I believe they're also gonna get the kill here on the Rexar. Feigned death as Ghost Dunk will fall. So does the core. And game number 1 will be handed over to ReGen. Let's take a look at this match summary brought to you by Nexus Gaming Series. And let's switch to the stats first. So Vala up front, 67k hero damage. Good work from Troy. That Hatred staying at 10 stacks nearly throughout the entire game. Just the one death onto Porky that we saw there late as Noah maybe a bit greedy, and Porky had to pay the price. Talent screen before we move on. No level 16 picked up from Alexstrasza, but level 20 was achieved from ReGen. We still got at least one more match here. ReGen's up 1-0. RewinD are going to be in a hole here heading into game number 2, but we're going to be taking a very short break, about 1 minute. And we'll be back to witness what happens during that game 2. Don't go anywhere. Thanks for being here. Don't forget, we are like 2 followers right now away from reaching 1,000. So if you're in the house and you're not yet following, hit the follow button. And we'll be back in 1 minute. Goodbye. And welcome back to twitch.tv/BertaRG. I am already loaded into game number 2, so with no ado, here we go. It's going to be Infernal Shrines. And I don't know what side people are on yet, so am I about to get tricked here again? Okay, we're good. Look at this. All right. Left-hand side, once again in the blue, we got ReGen up front. He's going to be playing the Hanzo this time. Who do you think on the Ariel? Fade picking up the Johanna. Chaotic on Tychus. And for the top lane, it's my man Ghost Dunk on the Leoric. Make some noise. They are RewinD. And on the right-hand side, game 1 winners, we got Noah on the Vala. Hotcho playing the Diablo. Troy on the Kael'thas. Porky picking up the Malfurion. And who am I missing? Here it is. Lupus on the Blaze. They are ReGen. All right, level 1 talents up on the screen. Ooh, target practice for Hanzo. And it's going to be globes for Blaze and Kael'thas, as Hotcho in a lot of trouble and 14 seconds in. You're not a tank at level 1 if you're Diablo, and you can tell exactly why there, as very quickly falling is Hotcho, and first blood of the game already out of the way in favor of RewinD. Porky throwing down some roots, does land onto Ariel. Follow-up from Kael'thas, but no damage. Bottom lane, we see Vala already getting to work down here. That's Noah. Typically, I believe you would see Troy playing the Vala. Perhaps a bit of a power move this time from Noah, saying, let me pick up the hero. Big charge in, back from the death is Diablo into the roots, and he says, all right, let's play some HOTS. I'm back, baby. First kill of the game for ReGen. They're on the board, and now with a very slight XP lead. Noah getting pulled back by that condemn from Johanna, but still well within the safety of this Malfurion. And the Diablo charging in from the shadows every single time. Camps available, and usually at this point you'd see the team's already on it, but scared right now is RewinD, as Noah's going to start off this enemy invade. Porky nearby as well, but 4 heroes from RewinD might be too much for ReGen to handle in this case, as Hotcho going to fall for the second time. And now RewinD going to utilize all 4 heroes to take their siege camp, saying, all right, we got them. Let's take it. Plenty of room this time. Haven't seen the top lane matchup yet. It's going to be Blaze versus Leoric, and so far can't tell too much, as Blaze sitting with 100% health and mana, and Ghost Dunk pretty well topped off himself. First attempt at the neutral camp. It's going to be RewinD looking at it first, and with the Hanzo here, it's not too hard for them to grab it. They do just that and set up a little bit of control now in the bottom lane for themselves. Split off right now is Vala and Malfurion. They're working on the Bruiser camp. Trying to get this out ahead of the Shrine activating, which is really just a few moments away. 24 seconds till it's here. As the bottom lane push doesn't net too much for RewinD, they get just a little bit of damage onto that turret and wall. And ultimately a strong defense from Kael'thas and Diablo, who's starting to head towards mid lane and join up with the rest of ReGen. Actually now finding Hanzo, who has that natural agility. First into the shrine, though, will be ReGen. It's active. Appears to be an Arcane Punisher coming first. Bruiser camp in the lane trying to be cleared out by Johanna. Here comes Diablo, perhaps with a flip, and does. Stun follow-up into the wall. No roots that time from Porky, as weren't too confident they'd find the kill onto Johanna. Lupus waiting in the flank. You see Blaze here on the bottom side of your screen, as Ghost Dunk, the one stepping into the wave for RewinD. Here comes Lupus out of the shadows, finds a stun onto the back line. More engagement coming out on the other side, though, from RewinD, as they're looking to be the aggressors. And now moving into the shrine, ReGen, yeah, they're going to have to all click these wells and maybe head back in. Now with those pre-taps, looking to fight again. Hotcho up front, looking at Ariel, but no wall, and Johanna fortified up front until Blaze finding Leoric, sending him down to 2% health. And Leoric will fall 2-2 now on the kill count, as ReGen should be able to reestablish, and charging again onto Johanna because those roots in such a fantastic spot from Porky. Nowhere to go that time for RewinD. Double kill for ReGen, and should be enough space created to pick up this first Punisher of the game. Gonna also get this wall ahead of the Punisher spawning. Here it comes now. Remember, I told you Arcane Punishers is first one. And, yep, wall down. Johanna gonna be able to bait it over with the Iron Skin, but still pressured back, and now stepping forward is ReGen. Here comes Diablo, the flip onto Ariel. The Flame Strike not actually gonna hit onto her, though, as it only connects onto Johanna. But, RewinD backing up and conceding away this top lane fort, with the Punisher still sitting at 44% health. Potentially could get this keep wall as well, but it looks like ReGen's going to back out and not play it too greedy. Instead, they want those level 10s. As Blaze had been soaking during the duration of that push. Also on the other side, it was Leoric counter-soaking, so not as much of a spread in XP as ReGen would have been hoping for in that. But they will be first to 10, just a moment away, and now getting damage onto this mid wall. Once this turret goes down, should be pretty close to 10. There it is. Bunker. APOC. Tranquility, that's what it's called. And of course, the Phoenix. There's the Phoenix. Strafe pickup from Vala. That's an interesting one. Curious why Noah would want the Strafe. I feel like the Rain of Vengeance could be... could be alright. I mean, I like it with the Diablo if you can get the follow-ups. You also have those stuns from Kael'thas, and this is actually Kael'thas in trouble. Blessed Shield coming out. Troy pops his shield, only because he's able to complete that level 1 quest so quickly here on Infernal Shrines, and Kael'thas able to survive, as well as that Tranquility coming out from Porky means ReGen is going to be back to full health. But they did use a few heroics there, including the APOC from Hot Show. But with that mid fort being so low, they're not afraid. They step in, they finish it off. And now we're going to invade the enemy siege camp as well. And no defense makes it in time from RewinD. Top lane matchup still Leoric and Blaze. Really not too much going on here, so we're going to keep our eyes around this bottom lane where Diablo holding vision right now for ReGen, scouted out by Hanzo. Good arrow that time from Ryokai. Pushing in now. Siege Camp going to join them up in the bottom lane. Kael'thas throwing those living bombs right on the middle of the wall, making sure it spreads onto both of these turrets. And they do get the wall and one of the turrets down as they start their disengage. Heading towards level 12, and it's just a half level lead right now for ReGen. But we should have our objective being announced soon, and that's when you start looking at it. Who's going to be at the next talent tier before the objective spawns? And at this point, could be ReGen, might not be RewinD, as backside triple stun from Blaze, hopping in his own bunker as the Phoenix comes out right on top. Perhaps a bit defensive that time from ReGen, as it looks like a Entomb was used. Still holding on to the Blessed Shield, though, is RewinD, as ReGen's going to play really aggressive here. This is a very risky call. Still no 13s. Still the full engage tool from Johanna, as they actually use it down here. Blessed Shield popped and gets the kill onto Blaze. ReGen finding that camp, now pushing into the top lane, getting some free siege out as their opponent setting up in the shrine. Is this worth? They might end up losing a keep if they stay here and try to get the skeletal defenders needed, as the entire top wall's now down. Odin popped by Tychus in defense, and is enough for ReGen? Looks like it might be. I can't really tell. APOC, they're looking for Ariel, and Hacho says, no, we're not done. There's the stun from Kael'Thas as well. They do pick up Ariel, and they stand right on her body, meaning, yeah, resurrect yourself, please. Arrow from downtown, not going to connect. Punisher is picked up, though. This could be scary, as it looks like ReGen going to hang out here in the top lane, not playing defense, so essentially giving up any sort of chance at saving that bottom fort. ReGen going to pick up this keep and head back late to defense. Now, Porky's not here. This could be trouble. Leoric stepping up. Should have Entomb. No. Still 5 seconds till Entomb's ready. So, Diablo able to walk away. Ooh, you hate to see it. Probably should have been a reset onto those stacks. The Black Soul Stone, of course, from Diablo. But check out the bottom lane. Punisher's still pushing. Porky the only one here in defense. That entire wall goes down, so almost completely countered by RewinD now here in this bottom lane. Good setup now by Johanna. Blessed Shields came out with the leap now from the Punisher, putting a lot of damage onto this backside. Malfurion trying to skate away with Vala, and they got to worry about killing this Punisher still, because if they don't, could be another leap on their heads. So finally, Punisher down is now Ghost Dunk, pulled back by Diablo. Good zoning routes as well, and Leoric will fall. Noah going to stay in chase, still having that max hatred speed, but not quick enough is Vala. As RewinD able to run away. Let's recap what went on there. Top keep down. Bottom keep exposed and low. So just about even here, as the XP bars are only separated by about a half level currently, with that being in favor of ReGen. They're going to continue pushing out this bottom lane with the help of the siege camp they just found, and even checking out their enemy siege camp that's nearby. Lupus and Hacho, both the frontliners for ReGen, are up there, as Noah just trying to keep hatred stacks and ticking away at Fade now as he's stepping into this wave. No 16s yet for ReGen. They're trying to hold out just a minute, but finding a Leoric like this could be a kill, and it is. Now with the 16s, they're finding Hanzo as well. You hate to see it. As the Resurrect comes out, Hanzo dies again. Now Oriole flipped into the APOC. It's a quad kill for ReGen. They're going to pick up the bottom fort, and there's still some siege camps nearby that they can steal away as well. But they're being called onto this keep. Still 20 seconds till Hanzo respawns. 23 until Ariel's here. They can very easily get this wall down, and might have thoughts of the keep as well. Do they stay here? Looks like Diablo's going to step towards the keep. Now backing up. Lupus holding the flank here with Blaze. They're just going to play it safe, work on this enemy siege camp. 16's almost here for RewinD. Let's look at a few of these picks as they come in. Fight might break loose, though, first, as ends up being piercing arrows for Hanzo, the #1 talent here on Infernal Shrines. Could help during the next objective. Perhaps setting up for a fight now. Fade walking in, popping that Iron Skin early. Lupus is the one here, but pops his new habits. Unstoppable. Picked up at level 1, and means Lupus is going to be okay. Now finding a stun onto Tychus. It's Ghost Dunk, surrounded by a bunch. Leoric falling low again and will go down, as the bunker was deployed by Blaze. They're going to be able to step in and maybe find a Jet Propulsion stun here onto this stack of RewinD. Good whip that time from Ariel, sending back Diablo, and ReGen going to give up the push. As the Shrine activating in just 5 seconds up top. There is a Bruiser camp on their way. Do they stop off or do they not? Currently stopping off at the wave at mid. Here comes Johanna again. Blaze surrounded. Has the Jet Propulsion and the tiniest of lanes to sneak past Johanna. Lupus surviving and would have been in trouble. 30 seconds still until that bunker. As ReGen does get set up here. Vala in the pit along with Malfurion, now joined by Kael'Thas and Diablo. And RewinD able to step back to that Bruiser camp. They are on even talents, but now maybe being caught off guard by Diablo. They get the whip on him into the wall. APOC in defense is Not doing anything. Blaze now stuck in an entomb. The jet propulsion just goes around like a dishwasher. And what just happened? ReGen turning it around, finding the first kill onto Johanna, and now a second kill onto the Leo, and a third onto Ariel. Chaotic likely getaways. Oh no, he doesn't. Quad kill for ReGen as Ariel respawning on the backside. Let's follow this. Diablo's like, we're gonna fight. Who's gonna win? They're both from the same universe. I feel like they must have fought before. Oh, this is getting epic now. Hotshot's not giving it up. Vala falls, but we're not leaving this fight. Diablo gets the kill. Oh no. Alright, so Vala did fall here, so any attempt at coring non-existent now for ReGen. They do get their level 20 talents. They don't have a resurrect. Just the Ariel holding on to the resurrect. Yes, dishwashers do go around 7th Ace. They have a thing at the bottom. And technically I'm right. And technically I hate you. Alright, so completely giving up getting towards that objective. Looks like RewinD just gonna grab a siege camp and kind of leave their hopes up to it. Also gonna push out that lane. We do see 2 catapults here approaching that bottom lane as APOC comes out from Diablo looking for that quick kill onto Hanzo, but Ariel's here whipping them back, and Rio survives for now. But here comes a frozen Punisher in a wide open lane. The guess there from Kael'thas sending Hanzo down to 25% health, but this could be it. ReGen trying to make the push, already up 1-0 here in game number 2. This could be the set as they're trying to close it out with a frozen Punisher. Check out that other side. Keep us already low. Catapults are whittling through it quickly. Could be a good old core race from here as the Odins popped. Chaotic going to try to kill the Punisher off quickly and say, Punisher, no, but you guys are going to have to make the push yourselves. A lot of damage now coming out onto RewinD as Tychus dropped him below 50% health. The bunker's been played by Blaze, still throwing out damage, but only Blaze was inside as Hotcho, he's falling low as well. Punisher is going to leap around trying to stun out Ariel as Leoric 90 health gets back into the base. It's Kael'thas falling for ReGen. Core at 30% health. Vala falling as well. There goes the damage for ReGen. Porky's still sitting here as Malfurion, but he can't do it himself. Only Hotcho surviving from here as Blaze falls. It's a mega kill for RewinD and a core defense holding it at 14%. And on the other side, it's still going. 2 catapults are here and they're locked on the core. Is this game? The flight from Ariel. Complete disrespect. The flight from Ariel. And that's going to be game number 2. Going over to RewinD. What just happened? All right, let's check out this match summary brought to you by Nexus Gaming Series as RewinD is sending us to a game number 3. It's Hanzo leading the way with 5 kills and 46k hero damage, but that fight at the end was really the only thing that mattered. Oh my goodness. RewinD pick up game number 2. Here's the talent screen before we go to our final break of the night. And we got a show on our hands now as the number 6 seed pulling up the upset there in game number 2. We're going to go to one final break before we bring you the conclusion here between ReGen and RewinD. Don't go anywhere. Because winner moves on and loser goes home from here. We'll be back in just a moment for game number 3. Hope you guys are ready. Hope you're strapped in. Hope you've hit that follow button. We're still 2 away from hitting 1,000. Wouldn't that be special to get it right here, right now? But we have a game 3 about to be underway. Winner take all. Winner go home. ReGen versus RewinD. And it's going to be Alterac Pass. Chat. We got to go to chat. New poll. Who will win game 3? RewinD or ReGen? And set it. Go. Vote. Game 3. Let's go. Left-hand side. Ryokai. Once again, switching heroes. This time, Li Ming. Fade on the Mal'Ganis. Chaotic on the Junkrat. Bottom lane. Who do you think on Anduin? He's still back in base. Played it in game 2. Able to pick up the win with it. It's Ghost Dunk on the Janitor Leoric. Ladies and gentlemen, RewinD. Right-hand side in the red, we got Porky on his Ana. Lupus playing that Blaze again. Hot Cho on ETC. Genji going to be played by Noah. And just now coming out of base, all the way in the back, it's Troy on Greymane. Throw out your let's goes in chat and make some noise for the number 3 seed, ReGen. It's going to be Aether Walker picked up by Li Ming. Perhaps questionable. Or perhaps completely calculated. Under pressure right now, Mal'Ganis walking through the sludge. As Noah going to be harassing the backline in this one. You do see a Junkrat and a Li Ming on the other side in this Genji pickup. Could be critical to any sort of success for ReGen. Will Noah be able to stick onto Rio and Also, stick on to Chaotic here in the mid lane, playing this Junkrat. Both very squishy heroes and very susceptible to a dive from Genji, so we're going to have to keep our eyes there throughout as we take our first look at the top lane matchup. It's Blaze up against Leoric. We saw this same matchup in Game 2, and it was pretty boring. So we're not going to tune in too much up here. I love you, Ghost Dunk. I love you, Lupus. Probably my two favorites. But we'll see you later. Hot show at mid. We got Fade here as well on the Mal'Ganis, as we do see our first camp of the game picked up by ReGen. And on the other side, it's RewinD picking up theirs just a few moments behind. I'm just going to exchange out damage as bottom lane it's Genji and Ana up against Li Ming. But Rio's being pretty safe. He's okay. Mid lane push. Both sides still with their siege camps active, and I think it'll be ReGen first to clear here, or will it? Greymane just staying in this range form, throwing out these cocktails and really working on those range minions more than anything. As Hot Show's going to step on in, face melt, but gets slept by Mal'Ganis. No follow-up that time from Junkrat with the concussion mine. As ReGen feels safe back by their wall, looking at our poll results, and it appears as though you guys think ReGen's going to win this game number 3. Did you cheat? Hopefully you didn't cheat.
Our scouts report that the Horde's keeping some of our soldiers prisoner.
First prisons will be located in 20 seconds. Of course, we already know where they're going to be located. Bottom side of our map, as ReGen already established down here with Genji and Ana. It's more heroes towards the mid lane for RewinD that are going to start making their approach here into the jungle portion of Alterac Pass. Good sleep connecting out the 2 from Mal'Ganis, but Genji in response quickly jumping on the back line, harassing their damage and really protecting the rest of his team, as Fade couldn't do anything by himself. Both teams now with an opportunity to reset and regather before this first objective fight truthfully gets underway. Greymane bouncing back towards the siege camp, as we see Anduin on the other side. Can't really do that by himself, so Junkrat can have to pop over the wall. I believe this should be a quicker clear for ReGen, but we'll find out as pings down here. I saw it. ETC looking for something, but it's just Mal'Ganis. Now slept inside the sludge. You're going to have a lot of slows and body block, but Fell Claws coming through as follower number 999 from Goliath Online. We are now just 1 follower away from hitting that 1,000 mark. So if you were that guy sitting in chat waiting to be number 1,000, now's your time. Slap it. Because you're going to be too late. Someone's going to slap it before you. And then everyone in chat's going to laugh when you're too late. Level 7s both sides as the Jet Propulsion connects on mid onto Leoric, but he quickly Wraith walks out as it's going to be Noah in trouble. Genji surrounded, but the magic missiles barely missing that time from Ryokai, and Noah able to escape with 190 health, gets back to the well, and ReGen will be able to reset and try again here on this objective. Very aggressive right now by RewinD. They're stepping forward without their Junkrat, and Leoric once again is going to be the one taking the damage as Noah pouncing onto Mal'Ganis. Also seeing the Li Ming down here. But no kills yet, and still 0-0, 5 minutes in on Alterac Pass. Teams are patient. They know it's, again, as we said, win or go home, and you can't afford to lose early, but it's going to be Junkrat falling first. First blood of the game belongs to ReGen. And it could mean first objective as well, as all 5 heroes from our red team standing around the blue side's prison, and it's channeled away. Only going to need another 20 seconds until this is picked up, as now Li Ming slept by Porky, and the full damage right behind it. Second kill of the game, and this should be free from here on the objective. Leoric all the way up top. And this will be the first cavalry of the game. Can Genji get to this camp in time? He does. quick swift strike and some shuriken. And this will be a camp to pair in with the cavalry for ReGen. You see how long it takes for it to spawn. Gave plenty of time for Greymane to take over duties on the camp. And it's finally achieved. And getting very close to 10 now is ReGen. If they get first to that mark with this cavalry, could be scary for RewinD. And here it is. Bunker mosh pit so far. There's going to be the Dragon Blade. Eye of Horus pickup from Ana. That's a power move. And what's the final pick for Greymane? Will be go for the throat as the mid lane cavalry is getting destroyed quickly. ReGen going to start thinking about backing out. As level 10 also achieved there for RewinD. Let's take a look at theirs. Will be Force Wave, Entomb, Light Bomb, Riptire, and Carrion Swarm for Mal'Ganis, as Fade's the one stepping in, going to get stunned during his sleep, but still staying in. Leoric showing up as well. And Blaze thinking better of it. Pops is unstoppable and gets out of there. Bottom side, it's Ana and Genji working on this wall. And a little bit of help from the cavalry earlier means they're already through the wall. And have themselves a slight lead here. Leoric perhaps caught out as Greymane and chase. Here comes Blaze. But there is enough pep in that step as the janitor remains safe up top. Still just the 2 kills in this one, both in favor of ReGen. Let's recap, both belonging to Greymane. But good sleep so far by Porky, the captain here for this ReGen squad. There's another one. But no damage nearby for ReGen. It was just a sleep onto Mal'Ganis, so ETC thinking better of it. As his team backing up, looking for this siege camp on cooldown yet again. Troy showing up with Porky on the other side, just picked up by RewinD. They'll be a little bit faster getting theirs into the lane. Bottom lane, it's Genji versus Junkrat as Noah continues his pursuit to harass this backline of RewinD. The camp finally picked up by ReGen. Going to send it towards mid as RewinD's camp approaching the wall of ReGen. Sleep that time missing onto Li-Ming as Ryokai backing up towards the team. Hacho maybe in trouble from Leoric if there's an Entomb here, but not going to throw it out. Hacho able to walk back behind the wall, back to the help of Porky. As our next prisons will be active in 15 seconds. You got to consider how the first one went. A slow fight that turned into a kill finally for ReGen, and ultimately the objective. I'd expect similar here unless this Entomb can net a kill onto Greymane. Troy is trapped in, but enough help from the team, and here comes Hot Cho still holding on to that mosh pit. No, it was actually interrupted earlier, so it's on cooldown. Now back from cooldown. They find the jet propulsion onto Leoric. Ends up being a triple kill for ReGen. And the prisons are active. So it could be a huge lead here. If you can get back-to-back objectives on Alterac Pass, you got to assume some of these outer structures are going down. Junkrat's going to try his best to defend this, but being harassed out now by ETC. Chaotic waiting with that concussion mine down. Going to throw out these grenades, but missed it. And Porky's skinny little hitbox on Ana. Maybe the secret weapon up against the defense strategy of Junkrat. And the channel is completed, but gonna be stopped here as stepping forward is Fade, and they do interrupt that channel. So ReGen gonna have to start it all over again. Porky now backing all the way up in support of this ReGen roster. Almost finding RewinD split there, as it's gonna be Leoric coming in from the bottom side, going to reduce some of this damage, picking up Ominous Wraith at level 13, and now pressing in with Mal'Ganis. Fade stepping all the way in. There's the Entomb. They entrap this Greymane, but Troy able to scoot out, just walk right around the Leoric, and now into the bunker of Blaze. No kills yet, as ReGen going to be safe on the healthy side of the bunker. And they're going to utilize that well still available in the top lane. Currently a level and a half lead for ReGen, 15 to 13 and a half. As they're pressuring out these lanes, you see top lane currently a priority. That's Junkrat going all the way down to 300 health. Probably harassed there by Noah. playing the Genji in this one. And again, I mentioned it already. I think maybe it's a really smart draft pick here for ReGen. Unfortunately, we don't get to see those draft picks here during a replay cast. But you got to assume a counter pick up against the Junkrat, up against the Li-Ming, as it's Genji potentially in trouble, has that deflect and is able to walk out. Now Leoric still in chase, has an Entomb, but Genji not exactly the target you'd be looking for. 10 seconds is all that's still needed for ReGen, but pushed away once again by RewinD. Now going to wait for their level 16 talents, getting so close to that mark at 15.5, still backing up, and RewinD knowing they need a fight soon, looking for it here, but not able to connect with these Felt Claws or these sleeps from Fade, and ReGen able to scoot back to their wall again, and they're going to have to make a defense though. RewinD pushing in. They know this is their chance. They got to take this fight here before 16, and they're going to start the channel with Leoric. And Blaze not able to cancel it, so channel will be started. And here comes Mal'Ganis finding the stun with the Felt Claws onto the backside. Ana in trouble. Here's the Light Bomb. Also connecting onto Ana. There's the concussion mine, and Porky now maybe in trouble as the Carrion Swarm right on top of his head. Ana will fall, but counter on the other side is support for RewinD. And it's Junkrat falling to make it 2 for ReGen, as now Ryokai surrounded. Li-Ming is down as well. A triple kill for ReGen as Leoric trying to Wraith Walk out. Should be able to get away. ReGen stopping the capture at 13 seconds. And we'll turn around to the other side, potentially completing the channel for ReGen. Just 10 seconds left needed. And that should do it. Level 16 talents here, and RewinD backing up. Mal'Ganis to the bottom lane, preventing against his push onto their wall. Knowing that the cavalry's on the way, they can't afford to have it that deep in the lane. But ReGen, they're fine with that bottom lane. They want to keep pushing here in mid. Perhaps find this fort ahead of the cavalry joining up, as Blaze all the way up top. It's going to be a lot of pressure here for ReGen. Ana just now respawning. Porky running to get back in the mix. And just ahead of this cavalry joining them as well. Here comes the first attempt at a keep in the game, and it's going to belong to ReGen. Fade starting up the Felt Claws. There's one, there's two. Sleep going to miss from Porky, as moving forward was Genji, but knocked even further back by that concussion mine. It's Lupus saving the day with that Jet Propulsion, as the Eye of Horus now popped by Porky, healing up his team and making sure no one on the other side is getting healed up yet. The cavalry reaches the wall, but it's so low. And it falls so quickly that there's nothing ReGen can do in this instance. Now setting up in the top lane, looking to get some sort of value during this objective, but so far not finding much, as the bottom lane is the one who remains unoccupied. It might not even get down those turrets. Here comes the top lane attempt. Leoric gonna Wraith Walk through, reducing some of this damage. Now stepping in, holding onto that Entomb. Hot Chose here. He still has the mosh pit, and a quick turnaround could really isolate out a hero, potentially stack up the entire team. Entomb's gonna miss as Blaze scoots just around it. But no engage from ReGen that time. Or do they? They find something. Power Slide misses. And they just gotta back out. Good orbs from Rio. Another Leoric look. Stepping all the way in. There's the bunker from Blaze. Ghost Dunk now in a weird spot, surrounding by 3 different red heroes. But no kills. And it's going to be a disengage by ReGen. Alright. Maybe a moment of silence, at least for a minute here between these teams. We can start to recap what happened. Objective, that second one, it was enough to get through outer forts, and now all 3 of those outer forts are down. ReGen, though, setting up around this ball, is going to find Fade all up by himself. Pops the Carrion Swarm. Going to get some of that health back, and allows him to be, you know, underground or in the air or whatever it is. He's safe. But who's not safe and now surrounded is Ghost Dunk. He has the Wraith Walk, though, trying to scoot away. Noah's still following along. Now backside finds the Dragon Blade onto the Rip-Tiring Junkrat. Swiping onto 3. Here's the Light Bomb. Doesn't net a kill, and Noah's back to safety. Eye of Horus on the backside, keeping everyone alive for ReGen. It's a double kill as Greymane hops around, finds Leoric and Li-Ming. And that double kill should be enough to set up room to get the boss, but they want this keep wall first. Here they go, sieging onto the bottom turret. They get it down, topside turret as well. It's gonna fall here, ladies and gentlemen, and they might stay and start looking at this keep as well. Concussion Mine knocking around ETC, but Hacho feeling okay with Ana standing nearby, getting plenty of healing. All 5 members of ReGen pressing in towards this keep now, knowing they need at least 2 to win Alterac Pass. Spread volley coming out from Junkrat in defense, but I don't think it's enough to keep this keep living. Noah going in deep and swift striking right through the keep back to safety. And that'll be the first keep of the game down. Belongs to ReGen as the defense is still trying to come out from RewinD. They don't find ETC and he's able to walk away. Alright, so through that, our next objective did activate. But neither team walking that direction yet. ReGen's going to stop off at their siege camp and RewinD. Plenty of lane clear up to do as Ryokai down in the bottom lane. We see Junkrat, Mal'Ganis, Anduin all working on the siege camp. And they also have to worry about this mid lane stacking up towards their keep. And catapults are going to be spawning in soon by ReGen. And of course now level 20 is not making that any easier either. Here comes the red side. One objective away from potentially ending this game. ReGen first to set up with their 20s. And starting the channel already is ETC. And there it goes. Full health and already 10 seconds channeled away by ReGen. Lupus trying to hang out on some of these flanks, but missing a jet propulsion. There's going to be the leap of faith by Anduin, keeping Ryokai alive. Now Fade stepping in again, finds a good setup. Sleep Blaze stuck in this sludge, going to be very slow walking out. Concussion Mine still down. Finally the bunker at the last second. Blaze still sustaining his health bar. We just don't know how much is left. Oh, it's about 10%. We see at the top of the screen. Finally gets out and survives. And with the kill on Mal'Ganis, this could be trouble for RewinD. Here comes ReGen again. Ryokai low, flashing around, but does not live. Noah backside. Genji finding another kill along with Greymane. But they do get the Genji. But they won't be able to stop ReGen for picking up this objective. Hacho back on the point as the rest of the ReGen pushing forward onto this keep. If they can get this keep down and the objective, that could be enough to end Alterac Pass. Greymane leaping past that Chastise, finds the kill onto Anduin, and now 4 heroes are down for RewinD. Could this be the end? We're about to find out. Cavalry has been called. Mid lane, the only lane with a keep still standing, as ReGen begins to knock on the door. Once again, it's just Ghost Dunk available in defense, and Ghost Dunk won't be able to do it. ReGen stepping in as Fade, the only one on the map, walks out of base, gonna try to Fellclaws to slow this down. But the core already down to 75% health, and the cavalry hasn't even made it here yet. Mal'Ganis stuck in the mosh pit, and that should be enough to finish him. Core regenerated just a little bit, but ReGen making their assault happen again. Blaze keeping Leeming back towards the base, and Junkrat can't really step out either. Core now 75% health as the cavalry in the bottom lane is joining. Top lane almost here as well. ETC finding a power slide onto Leeming, but she makes it back into the base as the Riptire comes out. ReGen trying to close out the set. And ladies and gentlemen, moving on to the semifinals in the Heroic Division. The number 3 seed ReGen picking up the win over RewinD. Yo, let's take a look at this match summary brought to you by Nexus Gaming Series. ReGen sneaking away with a 2-1 victory after a huge flop in game number 2. They're able to stand firm 16-2 in kills there in game number 3. A lot of credit going out to the Genji pick. Can we see the stats? Yeah, look at this. 4 kills for Genji and really helping out the Greymane a lot, who was able to dive in deep along with him. 73k for Troy. Outstanding work from him and a lot of setups from Porky leading the way. The captain marching ReGen towards the semifinals. Here's a look at the talent screen before we move on. Maybe I can get an interview. Arrow, yes, we are at 999 followers currently. I think this screen shows you. Wait, where is it? It's here. Followers, 999. So if you've been hanging out waiting to be lucky number
New
1,000.
follower detected.
Was that it? Did we do it? PogChamp! Let's go, fam. I don't even know what to say. It's like, do I congratulate myself? Do I congratulate all of you who enjoy the stream and like hanging out here? I guess it's a celebration for all of us. But we finally reached the milestone 1,000 followers. Thank you, Noah Hots, for that last one. Holy smokes. Incredible. Incredible. Whew. I'm kind of, I don't know what to say. Thank you, I guess. Definitely thank you. Do I get the interview this time, or do we try to find someone from ReGen? I don't know how this works. Who should we bring in? Let's bring in Noah. Noah, you available? Can we do a quick interview? Like 2 minutes. 2 minutes. All right, I'll be over on the ReGen server in lobby 1. Hello.
Hello.
How's it going?
Hey, it's going well, going well.
Well, first off, thank you for being follower number 1,000. That's pretty special, and I definitely appreciate that.
Hey, no problem. It's my job, you know, coming in the very end.
So, speaking of coming in at the very end, joining this roster at the very end of the NGS season, I'm going to try to help them along the way here in the NGS playoffs, as well as joining them for Division S. How are you feeling in the early motions of being on this ReGen roster?
Yeah, so there's a couple of players on this team that I've played with in the past. Not for a while, but I have played on a team with Troy, Tintin, and Hot Show back in 2017. So we had a little bit of synergy there just from playing with each other before. Playing with Porky and playing with Fun Buns, you know, it's a lot like joining any other team. You know, you got to build synergy. You got to learn how to communicate effectively with each other. They make it pretty easy on me. I mean, Fun Buns is a god at these frontline heroes. You know, he just, you know, makes the range job really easy. And then Porky, as we all know, is sleep god. So definitely keeps us alive.
So a little bit of kind of questioning who's going to be playing some of these damage heroes. Game 2, we actually saw you pick up the Vala over Troy. How's the decision making going there in the moments of those drafts of who's taking some of these priority heroes?
I think that the series we played last night was not truly indicative of what our drafts will usually look like or what we're going to be playing. In all honesty, we kind of viewed it as, you know, just this is our second week playing together as a full 5-man, so we're still trying to develop some of that synergy, trying to figure out what works best. So we tried stuff out last night, weren't sure exactly how it was going to work. We're pretty confident, even with a bad draft, that we would be able to put the pieces together. We may Frankenstein out a win, but we would get one nonetheless.
Well,
so,
they Frankensteined out a win in game 2.
That is true.
That's for certain. Winion's credited,
we
right?
might have Frankensteined out a loss. You know, you never really know how to chalk that one up.
So I'll if I could quickly, I was tuned in last night. I was watching your stream and I was listening in on the comms, and I think it might have been Lupus who said, "Hey guys, should we worry about that push in bottom lane as you have to punish or spawning top lane?" And you guys are like, "Nah, we'll be okay, right?"
Well, you know, you see, that should have been fine. There was an unnamed Vala player that may or may not have been hitting a spooky skeleton rather than shooting the core. And I've heard Vala deals quite a bit of core damage, so it could have been anybody. I really don't know, but...
Well, you were able to make up with it. We got to say, Game 3, picking up the Genji. I think it was such a smart tech pick up against the Junkrat, up against the Li Ming. Obviously, you look like a seasoned pro on the hero, but just tell me maybe how you guys come through with the draft pick. You're just like, guys, this is a Genji game, or kind of walk me through that.
Yeah, so since I've been playing the game again, like after taking a break for about as long as I've been on ReGen, so kind of taking some time to relearn some of the old heroes that I dropped out. I think that's my second or third Genji game coming back. He's still good. A lot of people have been telling me like to shy away from it, to drop it. But the thing is, Genji's. I don't think there will ever be a time where Genji's bad unless he deals factually no damage, just because of the fact that Genji is a really high damage output character if you hit all your abilities. So if you are good at Genji, Genji is good, and if you are not good at Genji, Genji is not good. Specifically, I'm sure you saw in the cast, there was multiple opportunities bought where they could not soak because they had a character that could not lane against Genji. They sent Junkrat down there, he got chunked to half HP. They sent Li Ming down there, he got chunked to half HP. They just did not have anyone who could soak against Genji, and so we developed incremental, like half a level, full level leads that they had no answer to unless they could send a Leoric or a Mal'Ganis down there to stop me, which without going into too much detail, then lets our 4-man bully them around because they don't have the front line that we do.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Smart drafting, smart win. Took 3 games to happen, but GG's ReGen moving on to the semifinals next week. Noah, before I let you go, I want to give you a quick opportunity for some shout-outs. The floor is yours.
Yeah, I just want to shout out Porky and Troy for giving me the opportunity to play again. It's always great. I hated to burn the bridges whenever I left last time, so to be extended a hand to get a chance to play is always great. Thanks for the ReGen org. Thank you for shouting out my stream last night while we played.
Always.
It was nice to see the viewers come in, and it's just fun to play some Heroes of Storm.
There you go. I got you added to the bot now, so every time you go live, we'll know.
Nice.
Awesome. Well, thanks for the interview, impromptu. Thanks for hanging out during the stream, and thanks again for being number 1,000, Noah.
Hey, no problem, man. You have a good one.
All right, you too.
Peace.
All right, chat. What a day. Just saw 2 ReGen teams win, both moving on to their respective semifinals, and that latest one there was ReGen over RewinD in the Heroic Division. Number 3 will face off in that semifinal matchup next week. So make sure you stayed tuned in to nexusgamingseries.org to get the latest on those brackets. If you're watching on YouTube, before you go, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Thank you for everyone, all 1,000 of you out there, for following here on twitch.tv/murderrg. I couldn't have done it without you. Obviously, I need people to be hitting that follow button. That's you guys. So a big thanks to you. Thanks for being here for this replay cast doubleheader. Might be picking up something tonight, so keep your eyes out. Until then, I'm Murda, and I will see you in the next.